So I guess if you clicked on this video, you're new to anime and you want some solid recommendations. Maybe you watched Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, Fooly Cooly as a kid, and you want to get back into it, you're in the right place. Now, when most people who don't watch anime think about anime, your mind automatically goes to big-breasted girls, tentacles, crazy stuff. I don't know how the stigmatism for anime got to that level, but I'm here to tell you that there's plenty of shows that have nothing to do with that. Sports, romance, comedy, there's plenty of shows. I'm 100% positive there's something out there for you. When I made this list, I kept that into consideration. So everything on this list is, in a sense, PG rated. So it's something you could watch with your mom, your friends. You wouldn't have to be ashamed to watch it. Like, oh, I don't want them to think I'm weird because I'm watching this anime. I kind of strayed away from that kind of stuff. So yeah, this list is my opinion. There's a lot of shows that I would recommend to beginners, but it's only a list of 10, so I couldn't put everything on there. But everything on this list I think is a solid choice to watch if you're new to anime. So let's get into it. So for number 10, I went with The Promised Neverland. This recently aired, winter 2018, and without spoiling the truth of this show, I will say that it's about kids that have grown up their entire lives thinking they're living at a foster home. They're enjoying life. To them, everything is perfect. And once they hit the age of 12, they get shipped off to live with a foster family. But that's not exactly what happens. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Because what happens is probably not what you expect. The show is 12 episodes long. There's already a second season confirmed. The animation is great. The OST is great. The only reason I put it this high on the list is because it can be a bit dark. So that's maybe not for everyone. That should give you an idea of the kind of secret that lies behind the orphanage. So yeah, I would definitely give this one a shot. If you're not digging the whole dark kind of thing, then I would just skip over this one and let's go to number 9. At number 9 we have Anohana, a story about a group of friends who have to learn to forgive people and accept the truth after a tragedy occurred in their childhood. Now, I will warn you, this anime is really sad. I personally, shed a couple tears on the last episode, but I think almost everyone that watched this show who has emotions shed some tears at the very end. So, be warned about that. The show is only 11 episodes, but despite that, the OST is still great. The animation is still good, but not everyone wants to watch anime that deals with this kind of stuff, so that's why I put it up at number 9. But this is a great anime. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. And let's go to number 8. And at number 8 we have the one and only Hunter x Hunter. This anime is basically about the story of Gon Freeze, who wants to become a hunter in hopes of finding his father that he hasn't seen since he was a child. The action and fighting in this anime are stellar, one of the best, which is why I love it so much. The cast of characters are great, everyone's likable, which I think is really important because this anime is 148 episodes long, which is why I put it at number 8. If you're not looking for a long anime, I would definitely skip over this one, but if you have the time and patience to grind through all 148 episodes, I promise you, you will like this anime. Now, when I talk about this anime, I am referring to the 2011 version. There's a 2011 version and a 1999 version. If you do decide to watch this, make sure you're going to find the 2011 version. But as per every other anime, the OST is great, the animation is great, and I really think a lot of people enjoy this anime. Let's go to number 7. So for number 7 we have Your Lie in April, The story about a young musician prodigy named Kosei Arima who struggles with depression and basically refuses to play the piano after the passing of his mother because of the memories that it brings up. One day though, Kosei does find somebody who brings color into his life once again, and he then embarks on the journey to be able to play the piano one day. This anime was definitely the anime of the season for a lot of people when it aired, including me, and for good reason. The anime soundtrack is just so special. I have to come back and just watch these scenes over and over just because of the atmosphere, the animation, and the music gives off when you watch it. It's incredible, really. This anime has 22 episodes, and it's a perfect anime to show to your friends if you want to get them into anime. Especially if you know someone that's a musician, this is probably the best bet if you're looking for an anime to show them. Highly recommended. And yeah, let's go to number 6. Gurren Lagann brings it home at number 6. This show is about the story of Simone and Kamina, who were raised in an underground village as the surface has turned into a wasteland that monsters just traverse around in. One day though, these two happen to find themselves on the surface and come across a mysterious device which turns out to be ancient mecha weaponry. They unlock this secret weapon, and basically this is how the story of them saving the universe begins. This show is one of the first 5 anime I ever watched, and I think at this point you can begin to call this a classic. The show has 27 episodes, which gives plenty of time for everything to play out. Nothing is rushed. The timeline is perfect in this anime. The dub for the show is also very good, so if you're like me and you basically watch subs 99% of the time, I would give the dub a try because it's actually really good. This is definitely going to go down as a classic one day, like how Cowboy Bebop is now, so I would definitely watch this now, because you'll most likely end up watching it later if you don't. Anyways, let's move on to number 5. The number 5 spot goes to Mob Psycho 100, a story about a middle schooler who has psychic powers and tries his hardest to fit in with everyone else despite being the only one with these powers. I really love this anime because it teaches you to accept who you are and promotes growth in you, your friends, and everyone. The animation in this show is spectacular in both season 1 and season 2, unlike a certain other show made by one that's currently airing right now, but let's not even get into that. This show is most likely to get a 3rd season, so if you do go ahead and watch 1 and 2 now, you have that to look forward to. Mob Psycho is in my top 5 anime of all time. I think it's a perfect show for a beginner, and I absolutely love this show. Now let's go to number 4. Number 4 is My Hero Academia, a story about a world where being a hero has become a real job, and almost 90% of everyone born has some sort of quirk or power. However, people still are born normal, and Midoriya happens to be one of those people. This anime is basically about how Midoriya overcomes being born without a power, and basically being told he can't be a hero even though that was the one thing he wanted to do with his life. This show has 3 seasons currently, with the 4th one on the way in the end of 2019. An easy way to describe this show or put it into perspective is calling it a modern day Dragon Ball or Naruto. It's on that level. My Hero Academia has a little bit of everything, and I think that's why it's such a great show. It's well deserving of the number 4 spot, but it's not top 3. So let's go ahead and get to the top 3. The number 3 spot goes to Welcome to the NHK, a somber story about Satoru, who has been a NEET for 4 years. This anime covers his journey of trying to become a normal member of society again and defeat his depression. Simply put, I truly think that this anime is incredible. If you're going through a rough time or if you're dealing with depression yourself, then I highly recommend this show. He is a super relatable MC, and that makes the show so much more enjoyable. With 24 episodes, Welcome to the NHK is a hidden gem, and it deserves a lot more recognition than it has. It's a deep topic, but I promise you that this show does an amazing job of covering it, and it's something that should be watched by everyone. Now let's go on to the top 2. At number 2 we have the one and only Attack on Titan. Now I'll go ahead and start off by saying that this is a bit of a biased choice because this is my favorite anime of all time. Despite that though, I really do think that it's a great show for beginners to watch. The show takes place in a world where humans live in constant fear of the Titans inside the walls they built to protect themselves. The anime story mainly follows Eren Yeager, who joins the military in hopes to one day defeat the Titans and let humanity take back the outside world that it hasn't had in years. If you know someone that thinks anime is cartoonish, fantasy only, this is the perfect anime to show them. It's dark, it's gruesome, but despite that it keeps you coming back for more. So far there's 3 seasons, and I'm sure that this show will go on to be completely adapted once the manga is finished. But yet, it's not number 1. So, I think most of you may be able to pick out what I chose for number 1, but let's go ahead and go to it right now. And finally, at number 1, we have Kimi no Nawa. I'm sure a lot of people guessed this anime, maybe not, maybe you guessed Full Metal Alchemist. But if there was one anime that I could choose to get somebody into anime, I'm most likely going with this. There may be 1 or 2 other shows that I would maybe go with, but this anime is it's really just a great anime to show people that don't know anything about anime. I know it's not an actual series, but I think that it's that good that this is something that could get somebody into anime. I don't really want to spoil anything, so all I'll say about the story is that it's about 2 people who have to risk everything to save the people that they love. It's very deserving of the number 1 spot, although please remember this is just my opinion, and you know there could honestly be a better anime than this out there for starters that maybe I've never seen it. And if you think that's true, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it, and maybe I'll check it out myself. But if you watch this video, then I do appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're a beginner, I hope you found something off this list that you ended up really liking. Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, whatever it is. I hope you enjoyed, and happy watching everybody.